الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. Today I'm going to talk about affricates in English. Affricates in English. Of course, in English we have two affricates. We have che and je. So, affricates che and je. As usual, we have three things to talk about here. We have the diagram and the points related to the production of these two phonemes or two sounds, and also we have the description. So I'm going to start with giving the points. Now the first point says that the tip or tongue tip or the tip of the tongue, it touches the back part of the alveolar ridge. Again, the tongue tip touches the back part of the alveolar ridge, and the soft palate is raised so that the breath is trapped for a short time. Now let's sort of the diagram to show this. Now, as usual, we start with drawing the upper jaw. Now this is the upper jaw. Now, as I have just said, the first point says the tongue tip or the tip of the tongue touches the back part of the alveolar ridge, the back part of the alveolar ridge, and also at the same time the soft palate is raised. So we draw it this way. Now, this is the back part of the alveolar ridge, and and you see here, as you see, again, the first point says the tip of the tongue touches the back part. This is the back part of the alveolar ridge, and at the same time, the soft palate is raised. The soft palate is raised. So here, this results in what? In the breath being trapped for a short time. The breath here is trapped. Why trapped? Why trapped? Because both ways are now blocked. Both ways, that is, the oral cavity is now blocked by what? By the tip of the tongue being in contact with the alveolar ridge, and also at the same time or simultaneously, the soft palate is raised. That is, the nasal cavity now is blocked. So the breath here is trapped for a short time. Now this is the first point. The second point says the rest of the tongue is in ish and ish position. The rest of the tongue is in ish and ish position. Now what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? Here we mean that, you see here, this is the front of the tongue, which is opposite to the hard palate, The front of the tongue is now raised. So this point says the rest of the tongue is in ish and ish position. Now this means, in other words, we can say that the front of the tongue is raised towards the hard palate. It is raised, not touching, but raised. It is raised towards the hard palate. Now, then the last point says the tip of the tongue moves away a little way. Now here we mean by this that this is the point. The tongue tip moves away a little way from the alveolar ridge, and the whole tongue now is in ish and ish position, and a short period of friction is heard. Now what do you mean by this here? You see the point here? Again, the tip of the tongue moves away a little way, قليلا, from the alveolar ridge, and the whole tongue now is in ish and ish position. What do you mean by this? Of course, when we want to produce ish and ish, what do we need? We need that the tip of the tongue is near the alveolar ridge, and also at the same time the front of the tongue is raised. Now the front of the tongue is raised, and now also we have here the tongue moves away from the alveolar ridge a little way, And of course, as you see here, we have two things here. The tongue is close to the alveolus, and also at the same time, the front of the tongue is higher in the mouth or goes towards the hard pelvis. So this is the position for échange. So again, we can say that the tongue tip moves away from the alveolus a little way, and now the whole tongue is in échange position, so that a short period of friction is heard. Now this friction, of course, is not so long as for échange alone, not so long as in for échange alone. Now here we can have the description of these two sounds. Description we have here ch. It is palato alveolar. Why palato alveolar? Because we have here two areas involved. We have the alveolus, and the front of the tongue is raised towards the hard pelvis. So the alveolus and the hard pelvis. So we say that this sound, this phoneme is palato alveolar. And of course it is affricate. Affricate. It is voiceless. Of course, will be long, strong, and fortis. And for J, we have also, this sound is also palato alveolar, and we have, it is also affricate, but it is voiced and short, weak, and leanness. Now I can add other points here. Look, please. Now we can say that, as you see here, for those interested in Arabic, for Arabic learners of English, and those interested in Arabic, I'll use Arabic here. Now, as you see here, each of these, for example, let's take this one here. Let's take this che, for example, che. This is che. Now, this sound, this phoneme consists of two parts. This is one phoneme, one sound, but it consists of two parts, not two sounds, two parts. The first part is, as you see here, is a stop, and the second part is fricative. So you see that this sound, this phoneme, which is che, and also the same goes for j also. This sound, this phoneme consists of two parts, not two sounds. Two parts, not two sounds. It is one phoneme, one sound, but it consists of two parts. The first part is stop, which is te, and the second part is ish, which is fricative. So we can say that neither the stop is complete nor the fricative is complete. لا الستوب الصوت الانفجاري كامل ولا الصوت الاحتكاكي كامل. They are both incomplete. Why incomplete? ليش احنا نقول غير تامين? Because in stop consonants we have four phases. 4 أطوار عندنا. الطور الأول هو غلق الأجزاء، وصار عندنا هنا غلق by the tip of the tongue being in contact with the alveolus. هذا الغلق الآن. And the breath is trapped. الهواء انحصر. We have two phases here, and we must have other two phases. That is, the tip of the tongue must move suddenly, rapidly. But here this doesn't or didn't. This hasn't taken place, in fact. So we can say that the stop, the stop is complete. And why the fricative is also incomplete? ليش عندنا الفريكاتيف أيضا غير تام؟ Usually in fricatives, the lower or the lower articulator, which is the tongue, moves to come close to the alveolus. احنا عندنا اللسان يقترب من الالveolus, and this didn't, of course, or hasn't taken place here. The tongue is lowered, not raised. إذا القضية هنا عكس هذا. And also we have another point here. The friction here is not so long as for ish and ish alone. Now, if I say, for example, sh, you see these are long. When we say che, there's a friction. عندنا friction هنا صارت لكن friction هذا بسرعة تلاشت. Then we can say that لا الستوب كامل ولا الفريكاتيف كامل. This is a different phoneme, a different sound. It is one sound, one phoneme, but it consists of two parts. The first part is a stop, and this is also stop. And the second part is a fricative. That is, you see here, this is ish, which is a fricative, and this is j, which is also fricative. So we can say that neither the stop is complete nor the fricative is complete. Of course, most Arabic learners of English suffer difficulty when dealing with this sound. Why? Because in standard Arabic, there is no such a sound, of course, in standard Arabic. But those whose dialect, in fact, has such a sound may not find difficulty when pronouncing or when producing this sound. For example, in Iraqis don't usually suffer difficulty when producing this sound. Why? Because in their dialect, in our dialect, in fact, in our dialect, we have such a sound. We have che. But for example, Egyptians suffer difficulty. Why? Because there's no such a sound in their dialect. But of course, they don't suffer usually. They don't, Arabic learners of English don't usually suffer difficulty when dealing with J. Why? J is there, for example, is there in standard Arabic. So most Arabic learners of English don't suffer such a difficulty with J, but they suffer difficulty with Ch. Now open your books, please, on page 47, bottom of this page. Now I'm going to read the words. Chin, jin, chia, gia, choice, Joyce, choke, joke, chain, Jane, chest and jest. Now go to page 48. Top of this page, riches, ridges, catching, cadging, fetching, edging, batches, badges, watching, lodging, kitchen, pigeon. Next group, rich, ridge, search, surge, fetch, edge, catch, cadge, age, watch, lodge. Now next group, please. Shoe, chew, washing, washing. Again, washing, watching, wish, which, leisure, ledger, shop, chop, caching, catching, cash, catch, measure and major.